Good morning, students. This is the third video related to our poem My Last Duchess by Robert Browning. जैसा कि आपको पता है कि this is a dramatic monologue. So here the first stanza we have done, and we got to understand about we got to understand and got a bit of information about the psychological insight of the Duke's character. So, in the next stanza, he says, how such a glance came, so not the first are you to turn and ask thus. Okay. The Duke is showing the portrait of his first wife, his former wife rather, his former wife, the last Duchess, to a person who has come by taking a marriage proposal for him. So he's showing the portrait of his wife to that person, and the portrait is, he describes the portrait, the Duke describes the portrait and says that it is so beautiful, it is so lifelike, so lively, that everyone becomes mesmerized by the beauty of this portrait, and everyone starts wondering that how such a glance, such a look, such a lively look came upon this portrait, or came upon this face rather. So and you are not the first person, the Duke says, you are not the first person to ask this. In continuation, he says that, so it was not her husband's presence only called that spot of joy into the Duchess' cheek. Now, in this particular stanza, in the second stanza of the poem, My Last Duchess, here it is criticism of a dead person. The importance of the stanza is criticism of a dead person. Basically, what the routine is that people generally don't criticize dead persons. They rather uh, appreciate them, but here the Duke is criticizing, and he is criticizing what? He will be criticizing his deceased wife's character assassination. Basically, the theme here is jealousy and hatred also, and male dominating mindset. What we will get here is that a look into the Duke's character, that he possesses a male dominating mindset. अब कैसे है ये देखिए. He says, how such a glance came there, so not the first are you to turn and ask. So it was not her husband's presence only that it was considered that at that times kind of morality was present in the contemporary society, that a woman can be happy, or a woman can blush or smile for her husband only her husband has the right over the smiles and the blushes and all this beautiful things of his wife. Only the husband has the authority to get. But in this lady, he is referring to his former wife and says that her glance, her look is not because of husband's presence only. The first allegation over her character, call that spot of joy into the Duchess' cheek. Okay? Perhaps Fra Pandolf chanced to say, he is now leveling allegations upon the painter. He was revealing the flirtatious nature of the painter Fra Pandolf, this painter. He is the leveling flirty. He's showing that the Duke is showing that this person was of a flirtatious nature, but his wife did not resist his nature. She accepted it, and she used to smile and she used to blush towards his flirtatious comments, which was totally unacceptable for the Duke. Okay? So he says spot of joy means, here he says no, the spot of joy into the Duchess' cheek. Spot of joy here means her smiling and friendly nature. Spot of joy refers to her smiling and friendly nature which the lady possessed. Now he says that the painter Fra Pandolf chanced to say, her mantle laps over my lady's wrist too much, or paint must never hope to reproduce the faint half flush that dies along her throat. He says that the painter might have told her in a flirtatious tone, he would have told her that her mantle means her shawl, that her shawl covered her wrist too much. Here it is metaphor, this particular phrase, her mantle laps over my lady's wrist too much, means that it is this phrase is a metaphor, and it means that it was Renaissance way of saying to a woman to be more open or expose a bit, that she is covering herself too much, so she should expose a bit. ठीक है, तो this was unacceptable for a duke to get knowledge about his wife, that a person, she is giving that kind of leniency to a person, that he is flirting with her, he is in turn flirting with her and telling her to reveal herself. Or the second thing he says that, or Fra Pandolf, the painter, might have told her, complimented her rather, on the becoming way that she flushes, that is, paint must never hope to reproduce the faint half flush that dies along her throat. This phrase means that while the painter would have complimented the Duchess, that she must not expect that her painting would exactly feature the smiles and the blushes she possesses, that her beauty is so remarkable that she should not expect from a painter to reproduce or to produce exactly the same kind of beauty which she possesses in real life into a painting. So she must not expect this from a painter to reproduce her real beauty. That is basically he wants to say that the Duke wants to say that the painter, while flirting with the lady in a flirtatious tone, he would have told her that you are so beautiful, so remarkable, that I would not be in a position to reproduce your exact beauty. And with these words, by saying these, obviously she is giving a leniency to a person to say this thing or to compliment her in this way. But Duke tells that such stuff, basically these things were not acceptable for a Renaissance woman of aristocratic class. This was not acceptable from a Renaissance woman to give that kind of a leniency to another man, to talk about her beauty or to compliment about her beauty, and talk to her in a flirtatious tone. Okay? This was totally unacceptable. But his wife, the Duchess, responded to these flirtations. वो क्या करती थी, ये flirtatious tone को ये मना नहीं करती थी. She did not resist to these flirtatious talkings. Rather, she thought that this was courtesy. Courtesy मतलब good manners. She thought that out of courtesy, these are noble people, these are noble men who are giving compliments to her. She thought that they are complimenting her. Noble men are, out of courtesy, noble men compliment noble women. So this is a routine culture, and she very happily accepted that, and she responded to them with blushes and smiles and rosy cheeks and all these things. ठीक है, यहाँ courtesy has a pun is incorporated in this thing. First जो explanation निकलता है courtesy का, courtesy on the part of noble men, basically noble men in the thought of the from this lady's side, from the Duchess side, but basically they were what? Flirtatious people. Courtesy on the part of flirtatious people to compliment noble women. Second explanation of courtesy is courtesy on the part of Duchess, that it is inherent quality, or it is out of courtesy, out of good manners the Duchess possess, that she should blush at these situations, at such flirtatious comments. She should respond by blushing and by smiling. Okay? She thought, and cause enough for calling up that spot of joy, and this thing became the spot of joy on her cheeks. So it is not because of me, because of her husband. These the spot of joy, the smiling, all these the blushes which this portrait has, the lady possess on her cheeks, is not only because of her husband, it because of other people, other men also. She had a heart, how shall I say, too soon made glad, too easily impressed. Now the Duke comments upon the heart, the kind of nature, the kind of personality the woman possessed, the kind of personality the woman, his former wife, had. He says that too soon made glad, very easily she used to be happy, she used to become happy. And obviously when a person is happy, so they will be laughing, they will be talking in a very easy way. Okay? They'll be talking very easily, they'll be laughing, they'll be smiling. Okay? So these things were not expected from aristocratic women. And too easily impressed, she used to become very easily impressed or very easily affected, positively affected by people around her. She did not had the she never had the feeling that they are inferior, or these are other men and I should not respond to these flirtations, I should resist this thing. She did not possess that character. She used to get easily affected, easily impressed by these things. Okay? So here this stanza shows the jealousy. It has a theme of jealousy and a theme of hatred, the theme of power which the Duke wanted to have. That obviously he wanted to control his kingdom by power, but he also wanted to control the people around her, the nature and the personality of people around her, because of his power. He thought that he had the authority over his wife, that she should be happy, she should smile and she should laugh only in his presence only, and not because of other men. She should not respond to other men in a happy or in a light way. She must resist them, but she was not doing this thing. The lady was not discriminating sob that the Duke wanted her to be. So this stanza has a theme of objectification of women. Okay? Allegations, the Duke is putting allegations on the character of the women, and this stanza also reveals, very well in line with the first stanza, it also reveals the psychotic and the controlling character, the psychopathic and the controlling character of the Duke, that how he wanted to control the life of his wife. Okay? So next we'll be doing in the next stanza we'll be doing in the next video. This poem is a bit obscure because Browning is never easy to understand. Okay? He is famous for his obscure writing only, so you please reread it again and again to get a better grasp over the content of the poem.